There's no better feeling than a personal win, and the State Farm Personal Price Plan can help you do just that. Talk to a State Farm agent today to learn how you can bundle and save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Everything you learned in history class was a lie. Well, maybe not everything, but they skipped the best parts. Introducing Stupiracy, where stupidity meets conspiracy. Ever heard of the Olympic marathon that nearly killed its runners? Or the time a pope put another pope's corpse on trial? Join me, Scott Rizzuto, and Tim McKernan as we uncover the most outrageous historical moments and mind-blowing conspiracies you won't believe actually happened. Tune into Stupiracy for your weekly dose of historical absurdity. Available wherever you get your podcasts. Remember, history is dumb, but laughing at it is smart.
5850.
And now, live from the TCL broadcast studios, it's Joe Souchere and Patrick Royce with Sports Talk.
Well, it's 9-0 Boston over Minnesota as the Twins now start the bottom of the ninth.
This would be a memorable rally.
Yeah,
even if they only get them to extra innings, even if they don't walk them off, so that's okay. You won 2 out of 3 there. Gibby was okay. Bullpen was terrible. My guy Presley puked her up again, and then Matt Belisle, I think he gave up 3 or 4. So
it looked like he was pitching batting practice.
Well, he's trying to find it again. They love him as a guy, so he was good for him last year. They brought him back. I was talking to a couple of the fellas after the game last night saying, man, it's great to have Belisle back.
Was he good in the room?
Good in the room. Really good in the room. Well, he would be that. He would be the guy who spent 50 games in the press box and came into the fourth line once in a while, but he was good in the room. He was good in the room, guy. So anyway, well, all we're worried about is if Escobar's elbow is okay because they threw at him on purpose. Top of the first, Gibson, I don't even know if you could call it buzzed J.D. Martinez. Reavers.
Are you talking today or last night?
Tonight.
No, he did not buzz J.D. Martinez. I saw the pitch. It hit the white of the inside of the batter's box.
J.D. Martinez died. He stands close all the way later. I saw him standing way away from the plate. But he hit the dirt, so they felt like he was being intimidated. So 2 out, nobody on. The perfect time for revenge. They hit Escobar in the elbow with the first pitch. Right, got him good, too. Oof.
Did he go out of the game?
He batted twice. He batted that time. He batted once more, and then he left the game. And then Rosario didn't play today. He was
shoulder.
Yeah, is that what they call it?
Yeah,
shoulder surgery. Shoulder surgery.
Surgery.
I mean shoulder
Injury.
Shoulder soreness, not surgery.
Okay.
He's been known to miss curfew, Eddie. Those day games after night games might be. Got a little. Dan Gladden didn't. Dan Gladden miss 30 games a year, 25. Not because he wanted to, but Kelly would give him about 12 of those day games after night games.
We were told that Eddie was available to pinch hit.
Yes,
at some point today.
Wasn't necessary with the once the game got out of hand.
Well, I don't know. We're getting close here. It's they're starting to rally.
Ooh, second and third, nobody out. Wow.
No outs.
Doge. Maybe Doge is alive. What do you think?
Thank
Doge
God
hit the
he's
ball
showing
pretty
a
good
pulse.
last night.
Yeah.
Who's this guy?
That was a
with the
good
hair?
ball game last night.
That's Taylor Motter, sir.
Taylor Motter.
Yeah, he won't be here too long. He was hitting 180 in Rochester. They couldn't resist. They had to call him up. They picked him up on waivers because they were a little short of backup infielders.
Hello.
Hey, Japan, how you doing?
Oh,
hey.
He called during Garage
Gil?
Logic. Yes, I said.
We haven't heard from him in 2 weeks, and now he won't stay off the phone?
Yeah, I was staying on the apps. I thought it was 3:30. I thought Sports Talk's already on.
Not yet, Gil.
Who's the guy with the lion? Who's the lion?
What?
who's the guy on the Twins with the long hair, the new guy?
Taylor Motter, sir, Gil.
Yeah.
Taylor Motter.
Today, he don't matter.
No, he
could go sit next to Bauer right on the bench, all for a goose egg.
Yeah, right.
You seem to have a problem with that, don't you?
Well, that guy makes $23 million a year. You're talking about people moving. Let's move him out of the lineup. Okay?
Yeah, I get your point, Gil.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just woke up, so I didn't even know what time it was. Hey, did you hear a hot dog story?
Yeah, there's a lady at the Philadelphia baseball
Yes.
game who got hit in the face with a flying hot dog.
Yes.
Can you eat those? That'd be like a freebie. They're about $12 places. So Philly, I bet they probably.
I don't know if you
put a little
can.
onion on there, maybe some cheese.
I don't know.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
You said it was wrapped in duct tape.
They probably will give her free wieners for the rest of the year. Maybe.
Boy, who doesn't want that for the rest of their life? Maybe my cousin Rob. You know Rob.
No, we
don't know Rob.
Maybe you don't know Rob, but let me tell you, he'd really like that for the rest of his life. I'll tell
he
you that.
likes them hot dogs.
Yeah, I think he's marching this weekend.
Okay.
He got a great outfit. We found out about him by Ma.
Why did you call here? It's a sports show.
But let me tell you this, because my Ma said, do you know Robert, don't you? And I say, yeah, he's a great guy. Just something about him. She said, well, this is how she told me. He's how he came out. He likes to wear women's underwear.
Well, that's not bad. They're comfy.
I don't know how we got to this point.
We're talking about the wiener and the fanatic.
Yeah,
the lady with the hot dog right in the face.
Yeah, right. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gil, I think it's very disturbing too.
Rob's been to Philly 12 times to try to get it, but he couldn't get any.
Free wieners?
He goes to the game all the time looking for the fanatic. He got a little T-shirt like the Target's emblem.
Yeah.
The emblem is the little Target is right here.
Big ball fan, is he?
Yeah. So
Okay.
He's your cousin, you say?
Rob is my cousin. Uncle Murgatroyd.
Mm-hmm.
My dad's brother's name is Murgatroyd. We just called him Morty.
Yep.
And he had 4 kids. Good kids. Rob's a good
We don't
guy.
want to know any of this.
Hey, 9-2 final, Gil. So Twins
Yeah,
lose.
so I
Mauer. What did Mauer do today? Hardly
I
anything.
think he was 0 for 3 or 0 for 4.
Hardly anything.
Hey, he'd be great for laying eggs. He'd be a good goose because he can lay eggs.
That's right. Okay, Gil.
You have a problem with him, don't you, Gil?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just my problem is he just got a lot of money. He's cashing these checks, and he's not performing. And I don't want to beat up on a guy, but $23 million. Let's go.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
All right, I'm going out to cut the grass.
All right.
All right, you guys will stay out till 4, right?
Yeah.
And we got the ride.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Manny's mind today? Or is that Friday? Okay, I gotta go.
Yeah, okay, Gil.
Okay. Yeah.
He's
Gil.
a dedicated listener.
Gil called twice.
Well, we didn't leave him on the line long in the first
No,
time.
Joe,
Okay.
we shooed him away. I didn't think he'd call back, though.
I don't know why we had to hear
Well, he
about
just
his
woke
family.
up.
Poor Rob every year has been setting up trips to go to Phillies games
Trying to get
in the hopes of that must be on the bucket list, huh?
Getting to hit with a wiener.
Yeah, hot dog,
Yeah, that's right. Well, so you think there's a lawsuit coming there?
No, she said she will not sue, and she knows it's funny, and she doesn't care if people have a laugh.
Oh, really? Okay. What, she was paying no attention?
Apparently not. How do you miss getting hit by a hot dog?
But it was
Right.
wrapped in tinfoil?
Wrapped in duct tape, I read.
Well, did you
now,
see
why
the
would
photo?
you wrap a hot dog in duct tape?
Yeah, I want to see I really do want to see what they send out.
But the photo looked like she got punched. I mean, she had a couple of deep bruises on her face.
I think she should sue. Some lawyer will get a hold of her. She's going to sue. She'll probably be sitting in that seat for free for a long time, too.
They offered her some tickets to a future game.
That's it.
That's it.
Wow.
So they everyone seems to be handling it with some grace.
As I can vouch, the ball clubs don't exactly come rushing to you with a rather large payoff when you know a family member gets hit in the chops, maybe with a hot dog or a baseball while they're serving beer.
How'd that turn out?
Couple Snicker bars and a Coke.
Not even a free margarita.
But you can't sue a baseball team if you get hit with a foul ball. Can you?
Well, it says you can't on the ticket. They tell
But you have to assume that risk.
They publish it on the ticket, but they've been sued on occasion. Yes.
Well, my sister had no intention of suing, but she was an employee as well.
Yes.
So maybe there's another disclaimer, but she didn't. She didn't have any intention.
They should have given her a little something though for damn near losing her life. Who hit her? Albert, right?
No, it was Bautista.
Yeah, Bautista.
Was
it a foul ball or just a home run?
Foul ball.
It was a foul ball, but it was deep.
Yes. Yeah, it was right down there by the foul pole.
No, I meant deep into her mouth. It went in there pretty far.
About half?
Yeah.
Just a moment.
Gotcha.
Am I on the air?
Yeah.
Was I before?
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, you're on the air.
The Timberwolves draft 20th. They're out of the lottery for the first time in 14 years or some damn.
Did they have the big to-do at Target Center tonight?
They have a little watch party out at the Target Field Station, that outdoor place behind Target Field and above the train, right next to the train where the train comes in, and they got a TV there and a little. I don't think they draw much of a crowd, but they have a little gathering.
Why would they have an NBA draft party at a baseball field?
Because they were right next to it, and I suppose they wanted to do it outside and on what they hoped was a nice night. If it was going to be inside, it was going to be at Kieran's, I guess. I heard that. So if it's raining, but I don't think it's going to rain, is it?
An NHL draft tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night
in Dallas.
I am hearing reports that the honeymoon's over for the hockey writers as far as getting information. Chuck Fletcher, was fairly open, talked freely to people for, he didn't give away all the state secrets, but he was not paranoid. But the new guy, Paul Fenton, I guess, not only does he give people nothing, but he orders his minions not to give people anything, too. So,
what is it we're trying to learn that we can't, I wonder?
Trade rumors, some kind of a who's hurt, who's not, who they up on, who they happy with, who they not happy with. Not real inside stuff, but at least stuff for informed speculation. You're not even getting that anymore, I guess. Yeah. It's become a Thibodeau type operation.
Trotz got hired, I saw.
Trotz, yeah, did you see that?
No.
Islanders.
The Island.
Promising young GM Lou Lamorelli, 75 years old,
right?
Went out and hired Trotz 3 days after he left Washington, and you have to 4 years, $20 million, I heard, and they were only offering him. They weren't offering him nearly that much in Washington, and but you got to think Washington's wondering if there was a little hijinks going here before he turned down the extension. But maybe he was a free agent already. I don't know. So maybe they could, but that happened quickly. The Island now, they've always been kind of cheap operators, but they're another year from now, they're moving into their own arena back out on the island.
So they're still playing in Brooklyn.
One more year, I think.
I didn't know that was a temporary relocation.
They signed a however long lease, but once they got there, they didn't like it. It's a bad hockey arena, apparently.
Well,
it only holds
small.
15. Yeah. So they're building now. Plus, hey, you can't have a hockey team and a basketball team sharing an arena. You got to have your own. Yeah. So they're going out on the island, yeah.
Well, the guy who owns the Islanders has got some dough.
Who is it?
He's a tech guy. I think he's an Asian guy. I can't think of his name.
No, I thought he was Russian.
Or Russian guy, maybe.
No, that's the basketball.
Is that what I'm thinking of?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a...
What were you going to say during the break? You said, I'm going to tell you this on the air.
That's what I'm going to tell you.
What?
Paul Fenton. Paul Fenton is...
tight-mouthed.
Tight-lipped. You're not going to be reading that. If you're reading what might happen, it's instead of inside information disguised as speculation, it's pure speculation.
I wonder what the Wild does intend to do, because when you looked at the teams that survived in the playoffs, They're not remotely close to having a roster like that.
I would think that you can have. They're not going to trade all these guys, but you make the right trade, he'll get you. You can have Granlund, you can have Niederreiter, you can certainly have Charlie Coyle, but that you're probably not going to get much for him the way he played. But they're going to move on from that promising young core that they've been waiting for 4 years, I think, and they're gonna shake things up. I really think they're gonna make 3-4 trades.
What's their draft?
That's
position?
my informed speculation.
Right. What's their draft position?
24.
That's not good.
No, I don't know how they got down there. If they traded one or flip flop or they gave up. They gave up on. I guess the number one they gave up for that Hanslick. That Hansel, that's stiff, was last year that they didn't have one. So.
Vegas doesn't even have a first-round pick.
With all the trades they made?
I think they traded their first-round pick. Why would they? No, that doesn't make sense. But I looked at the trade lineup.
Maybe they did bring somebody in at the trade deadline or something.
I looked at the lineup of...
no Vegas.
And I could not find Vegas having a pick in the first round.
Do you realize that... If Seattle expands, if Seattle gets their franchise before 2021, and there's a good chance they will, that Las Vegas doesn't even have to give them a player.
Really?
As part of the deal.
What?
Las Vegas doesn't have to give them part of the deal.
No, they're going to give 2 players. Wow, that's
they don't
stunning.
even have to give them a player.
St. Louis owns, Detroit owns the Vegas Golden Knights' 30th overall pick.
Who did Detroit give to them?
I don't know the circumstance of the trade. I'm just saying, and the Wild do pick 24th.
Mm-hmm.
And the Timberwolves pick 20th.
20th.
Yes, they picked 20th. They are going to trade. I'm going to give you the informed speculation.
All right.
They are going to trade the 20th pick and Georgie Jing, who they want to get rid of his contract, to Atlanta. And they're going to get the 33rd pick, and they're going to get a guard named Kent or Keith Bazemore is his last name. Bazemore. That's what I'm telling you.
Is this inside dope or informed speculation?
That's the kind of inside dope that you're not going to be getting with the Wild in the future here, right? That's
that's right.
You guys aren't hearing what he's saying. This is informed speculation.
Yes,
okay, I got
speculation. Yes, there's been hints, and Zagoda's been suggesting in the Star Tribune that he really thinks they want to get rid of Georgie Jing's contract. And Atlanta is a proper landing spot for him, and they might want that pick. And plus, they have the 30th and the 33rd Atlanta, so they'll give you one of those two.
What's Butler's situation?
1 more year. They're trying to get him.
Whether he likes it or not.
Well, and then he becomes a free agent. And people are saying, well, he could sign a free agent extension this year. Yes, for a mere $109 million.
Yeah.
If he waits, he can get like $150.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he'll go for the $150.
So, Patrick, not to change the subject here, but I don't know about you, but I've been dying to hear Such's reaction to the blonde phenom Taylor Mott or Motter playing for the Twins.
Have you seen the long-haired twin?
Well, yeah, I thought it was Dan Gladden reincarnated.
No, he's glad he was never that bad. Yeah. No. But
this looks like a doper.
That's what I've been waiting all week for that line.
Yeah, that might be true.
On the dope.
Yeah. That might be true, but at least he can't hit.
Sports Talk will be back shortly, but now thanks to our great friends in Owatonna, Minnesota, at Federated Insurance, where it's their business to protect your business, and nobody does that better than Federated. It's Bruce Vail from the Wall Street Journal and Your Money Now.
And stocks were lower at the close of trading today. Continuing trade tensions weighed on the stock market. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 196 points, closing at 24,461. The Nasdaq Composite dropped 68 points from Wednesday's record close, and the S&P 500 lost 17. Purchases from Amazon and other internet retailers are about to get more expensive for a lot of people. The Supreme Court ruled that states have the authority to require online retailers to collect sales taxes, even if a merchant has no physical presence in the state. That will erase a price advantage that internet merchants have had for more than 20 years. The justice's decision overturned a 1992 High Court ruling involving mail-order businesses that said states can only require tax collection by merchants who are physically located in that state. Now, shares of some brick-and-mortar retailers got a bump from today's court ruling. Target shares did gain 1% today. I'm Bruce Vail with your Money Now on 1500 ESPN.
Okay, Bruce, we thank you very much, and we'll let you go. Talk again a couple times tomorrow. Checking traffic here. This report sponsored by Indeed. We'll start on the St. Louis side where northbound 35E already seeing building levels. 494 into the Capitol Interchange, a 14-minute drive brewing for you there. Westbound 94 being affected by the construction in downtown Minneapolis, so look for 21 minutes between the downtowns. A little quicker on the eastbound side at 13. And 694, if you're traveling eastbound 100 over to W, that's a 15-minute drive. Are you hiring? With Indeed, you can post a job in minutes, set up screener questions, then zero in on qualified candidates in an online dashboard. Get started at Indeed.com/hire.
Here's John Haidt.
I think Kenny's got some info for us.
I was just reminded, looking at the map and listening to GL on the way in, that normally this time of day, before the Back to the 50s weekend, Lexington is just awful at 694 with people registering for the big show on the weekend. So I checked the map, and Lexington looks all right now, especially between, County E and 96. No big deal right now for Lex up around the 694 neighborhood. And I learned, listening to GL, that they now have other registration points around the Twin Cities, so that's obviously helping.
And it's causing me not to see many cars.
Yeah.
I don't know where they are.
I saw 5, 6, 7 coming in today.
I think you're going to see a lot of them tomorrow, right?
Oh, we'll see them all tomorrow.
You guys will be out there?
Yeah.
Partly sunny and 76 degrees now. Twins lose the last game of that series against Boston, 9-2. Texas Rangers now come in for a 3-game weekend series at Target Field. St. Paul Saints back home tonight. They've been on the road. They'll be playing the Winnipeg Gold Eyes at CHS Field.
Winnipeg Gold Eyes, that was their traditional nickname way back in the Northern League days in the 1940s and 50s when they used to run.
What does it refer to? A plant?
That's got to be a euphemism, huh?
No, I think it's either a fish or a duck.
Oh, that's a golden eye, is a duck.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, Pat.
Maybe. That's just my guess.
Earlier today, we learned, because we were talking about the Philly Fanatic, but we learned that on the old morning show, the Governor Ventura interviewed the San Diego Chicken live in studio.
As a guest.
You couldn't keep him away for years there.
Really?
The chicken was. Once he got.
What was he promoting?
The chicken.
Himself.
Oh.
Yeah. He was everywhere.
He made an appearance at all the minor league stadiums.
He didn't talk, did he?
All right, we've got quite a coop today. We got the chicken inside. Let's go. Teddy, how do you do it? What does the suit really smell like? The guy was a good sport. He was funny. It's just, how many questions do you have for the guy?
Did he talk?
Yeah, he was not in suit. He was just regular. So it wasn't like that mascot where they put their hand over their mouth or don't say anything.
What's the suit smell?
I gotta say, the chicken was pretty funny when he started.
I even remember his last name, Teddy Giannopoulos or something like that.
Yeah.
Giannopoulos.
So where do you head after this, Ted? Where are you going?
KFC.
All right, meet up with the Colonel for the chicken special. Billy Pierce, what do you have to say about this? We got Billy in studio, too.
It's NBA draft day.
You better hope you don't run into him. Seriously.
Hey, when he randomly calls me and says, I don't listen to Garage Logic and Such, but yesterday he was talking about.
Seriously, one flick of the wrist and you're done.
I know. Listen, if he hasn't kicked my ass by now, he's not going to.
He loves you. He's not going to hurt you.
Just bring your own meat.
Yeah, bring your own meat. You guys messed that one up for me.
Wait, what?
Oh, he was going to have us over to the governor's mansion.
I had
dinner.
I had arranged.
But he said you got to bring your own meat.
that Such and our wives and Pat and we were all going to have a dinner at the residence.
Okay.
And this was when we're all buddy-buddy, but then this guy started talking to Governor Turnbuckle and Mr. Ass, and Pat was all over him.
Governor Me, I called him.
Yeah, Governor Me. So for me, it was guilt by association.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, no, Rook, you're with them. No meat for you.
Bring your own
So but it was.
No, but before the falling out, the requirements were, you guys come on over, but bring your own meat.
You know, I have to buy my own groceries, Terry and I do, so you bring your own meat.
Hasn't enough time passed where you could all just kiss and
Oh,
make
heavens,
up?
yes. I love him.
Well, yeah, he is a cool guy. I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
One of the funniest.
Self-motivated, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Immediately after he was elected, they go and give the tour. This might have been a day or two after the election. And you get a tour of the Capitol and so forth. And there's a media pool there. And the late Nick Coleman was in the pool.
Of course.
And he was trying to hide behind a plant as to not to call any attention to himself. Because remember, Governor Ventura called him, what did he call Kolmanoff? Because he was basically a communist. He was, and so they're coming down the stairs, and Nick's trying to, hide behind a big ivy plant. I see you there, Kolmanoff. You ain't hiding from me today. I won. There was something like that. He was worried about the wrong thing.
He was frequently worried.
I think I respect him for that. That's what I have to tell you.
He's the reason we have light rail. Because his view of the world was he couldn't stand the thought of that federal money going anywhere else.
Yeah.
So he took it, thinking the freeways would be empty for him.
And didn't he also do us a favor with the taxing on the tabs? And that has gone away, hasn't it?
I paid $430.
Yeah, because I just paid $600 for tabs.
They've changed that, and he gave you your surplus back.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, which was useless.
Well, it's
I'll take yours if you didn't want it.
Beer money.
$400.
Yeah,
I'll take
that's
it.
fine.
2 days.
That makes a difference in my life.
Yeah, me too.
Pat just said it lasts me 2 days.
No, it lasted me
I
a long
spent it
time.
on a liner.
My wife, dude.
Well, it's the pool. That's what's killing you.
News notes from today. 3 Illinois men who allegedly bombed a Bloomington mosque have been charged with federal civil rights and hate crime violations now, and a new indictment unsealed today. Michael Harry, Michael McWhorter, and Joe Morris had been in federal custody since their arrests in March on charges out of both Illinois and Minnesota. Prosecutors say the men were part of a militia that carried out an August 2017 bombing of the Dar al-Farouk Islamic Center.
These guys had to be Larry, Darryl, and Daryl.
Well, how did they decide, Johnny, this was the one they were going to bomb?
Well, it's not clear, funny you should mention that, why they chose to travel to Minnesota to carry out the bombing. But the charges allege they targeted the mosque because of its religious character and with intent to obstruct Muslims from worshiping there.
You're near Chicago, man. There's got to be 100 of them. Why come up here?
According to one of the magazine reports, Minnesota is top 10 for bomb-friendliest states. It's really a good place to bomb.
They also, if you,
Not
Patrick,
funny, Gil.
Patrick, your paper did a story about these fellas.
Yeah.
We're not dealing with brain surgery.
I'm saying, you're talking Larry, Darryl, and Daryl.
It was, Republicans' efforts to overhaul immigration might be in trouble. A vote on the more conservative of 2 GOP proposed bills failed today on the House floor. The vote on the more moderate bill was delayed from today until tomorrow. House Republicans are meeting this hour for a briefing on the more moderate bill. While both bills were originated by Republicans, one is generally considered the more conservative bill, authored by retiring Representative Bob Goodlatte of Virginia. The other bill, the compromise or moderate bill.
What's a guy in Virginia care about border security?
The other bill, the compromise or moderate bill, comes from Republican leadership. President Trump has, through White House officials, expressed support for either piece
Don't
of
want those people
legislation.
from Delaware sneaking in.
U.S. travelers will hit the roads, rails, and airports in record numbers this July 4th weekend, July 4th holiday, despite higher gasoline prices. That coming from AAA today. 46.9 million Americans will travel 50 miles or more over the upcoming July 4th holiday. The holiday period defined this year is July 3rd through July 8th. Gas prices have fallen a bit, since the 2018 high of $2.97 a gallon set over Memorial Day weekend. The national average was 287 on Wednesday, up 59 cents from 1
So,
year
John,
ago.
if I traveled the weekend before the 4th instead of the weekend after, I don't count then.
You do not count.
Okay.
July 3rd through the 8th.
So all those Twins fans driving to Chicago to see the Cubs series doesn't count.
They won't count.
Yeah.
Or
Kenny
us
will.
cheaper ones that are going to the White Sox game.
Kenny will count because I believe he's gone for like 2 weeks at
Yeah.
the beginning of July.
Yeah, in a vehicle that gets about 10 miles per gallon. We're going to be going straight up and down mountains, too.
Where are you going, Kenny?
We're going out to the mind-your-own-business part of the country where people just leave each
You got
other.
plans for the weekend?
We
Do
just
they have-
leave each other the hell alone.
Do they have grizzly bears where you're going?
Well, grizzly bears that mind their own damn business.
An upstate New York man tried to jumpstart his car, was greeted by an unusual sound coming from the engine, the rattle of a venomous timber rattlesnake. Man says the snake slithered across the engine block and curled up on the battery as he opened the hood of the car earlier this month in rural Hancock on the Pennsylvania border, about 115 miles northwest of New York City. State Environmental Conservation police officers were called out to remove the reptile. Lieutenant Nate Verhaag untangled the snake's tail from the engine as Officer Mark Van Kack carefully pulled it from the vehicle. They released it nearby next to several large boulders, which state wildlife experts described as a much more snake appropriate.
You know what we should
habitat.
say on our license plate? It would be long message, but it would be very effective. No earthquakes, no volcanoes, no hurricanes, and very few snakes.
Very few snakes.
I think that would be that would attract
No
people.
serpents with a chime.
What about bleep tons of skeeters?
Yeah, right. We do. In fact, I was slapping my first few of the season last night in the press box at Target Field.
I know this story's been talked about on the station, but I have some sound from the woman, so I'm going to do it again. Kathy McVeigh.
Well, first of all, we got to get rid of the orchestra.
The orchestra's fading.
We're fading it out.
That's Mr. Clapton and Mr. Dillon, isn't
Yes,
it?
sir.
Oh,
Overrated.
I'm going to come over there.
Which one?
Both of them.
Kathy McVeigh. I'm ignoring you as usual, Kenny. Kathy McVeigh of Plymouth Meeting, Pennsylvania, was at the Phillies game Monday night. She was behind home plate when the Philly Fanatics started shooting hot dogs toward fans. By the way, Joe, the hot dogs are wrapped like normal, but then they duct tape them so they stay together.
So they don't come apart in midair.
You just thought they had duct tape over the top of the bun, right?
Yeah.
No, Joe. That's
They
not
wrap
how it
them in a
works.
little
So it's like what
tin
Isaac
foil.
said, that
Yeah,
they
you
use
were
regular
correct.
foil
Yeah,
or
regular
whatever.
stuff,
wrapping.
and then they duct tape them so they stay intact. Unfortunately, Kathy has a hurt shoulder and couldn't lift her arms.
It just came out of nowhere. It was like
hard.
and hard, yeah.
As she said, there wasn't a whole
I'll
lot.
be damned.
Wasn't a whole lot she could.
Imagine her surprise.
Yeah, at her age, she's just learning this now.
She said there
Never
wasn't.
felt so fortunate.
Said there wasn't a whole lot she could do.
And then next thing I know, he shot it in our direction, and bam! It like hit me like a ton of bricks.
Oh, yeah.
My glasses flew.
I'll never forget it. Then I had a cigarette.
Yes, thank you.
Kathy's got a shiner and a bruise on the bridge of her nose. She looks like she was in a fight, actually. McKay says she does not plan to take any legal action. The Phillies have apologized and offered her free tickets when she's ready to come back to the ballpark. The Philly Fanatic, by the way, that's a regular thing at the ballpark there, shoots hot dogs toward the fans.
That's a hell of an act.
Sometimes you eat the bar, and sometimes the bar, well, he eats you.
It didn't work out for an Arkansas thief when he tried to pay for a meal using the waitress that waited on him stolen credit card.
That's what you call a coincidence.
Police spokesman Lieutenant David DeFore said in a news release that officers arrested 21-year-old Shaman West at Shannon's Restaurant in Pine Bluff. He says that having no desire to pay for the fellow's meal, waitress Flora Lunsford called to report the man had tried paying for his meal with her stolen credit card. DeFore said officers found other items on West that had been in Lunsford's purse when it was stolen from her car Sunday at a nearby gas station while she was inside the gas station. West is being held in the Jefferson County Jail in lieu of $3,000.
I would just call him unlucky. Shimon would be unlucky. Yeah. Pine Bluff, Arkansas?
Yep.
Home of Tory Hunter?
Really?
Yep. Not anymore, but it was.
A Kansas man charged with lewd and lascivious behavior for his repeated attempts to have sex with a tailpipe of a parked automobile.
What is the draw?
What kind of car are we talking about?
I knew it.
Yeah.
23-year-old Ryan Malik was named in a municipal court complaint accusing him of exposing himself with the intent of arousing or gratifying sexual desires.
Have you ever seen the end caps that they put on the Studebaker Hawks on their dual exhaust? They were downright sexy. Okay? I'm just saying.
Hey. Keep an eye on Joe tomorrow with those some of those Chevys.
Back to the 50s.
Some of those 58 Chevys, man.
Reavers is going to be following him around.
That's as good looking as it gets right there, man.
Reavers is going to have to carry the GL Creeper around so Joe can get down. I got to check out the undercarriage on this thing. You turn your back, Reavers.
Johnny, are you done with that item yet?
It's got a bunch more, but that's okay. What do you got?
Well, the lewd and lascivious.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Yep.
It's like very morbidly obese.
Yeah.
You don't need the very, right?
Yeah.
Once you're morbidly obese,
you don't need a very.
You don't need a very. You don't need lewd and lascivious. But they
just
say
one of
the
them?
same thing. We don't need each other. They're the same thing. You can just say lewd behavior. You don't want to make the guy feel bad by throwing in lascivious too. Come on.
One or the other.
Yeah, one or the other. Lascivious behavior is bad enough, okay?
It's like dengue and really bad dengue.
Oh, no, it's major. Major
dengue.
Major. You can have dengue, and then there's major dengue.
I just want regular dengue.
Right. Remember when you had major dengue?
I do.
Is there a minor dengue? I would prefer that.
I would just rather have. That's what you do to. Hey, when he's around the grill. Remember when you had major dengue? He's like, hey, it was just dengue. Okay, it wasn't major.
In California, at a thrift shop, workers had to track down a man who donated his late mother's doll collection because there was $36,000 cash in one of the boxes.
Nice.
Ray Reinhardt said he donated Mom's doll collection to the American Cancer Society's Discovery Shop in Santa Monica after her recent death. He said he was surprised when he received a call from the store saying an envelope full of cash had been found stashed in a box.
They called him?
Yes, Kenny.
Oh,
of course they did.
Jesus.
It wasn't their money.
You donate all the contents of the box.
People
right,
are
Kenny?
so disappointed.
I'm on the side of the Cancer Foundation here, Kenny. I think if a guy makes you a donation and you find some money, you should give it back.
These were antique
But
porcelain.
they could have, you know what they could have done, though? They
What?
could have easily made the argument that was part of the donation.
Yeah, well, I suppose they could have.
The dumbbell in the mail room that opened it up could have put it in his pocket and walked out of there, and nobody would have known.
Yeah, but that would have been dishonest.
Oh, please. Who would have known?
No, that's still dishonest.
And then nobody would have known.
You have to
And then
look
it
at
doesn't
yourself in the
count.
You're
mirror,
saying if
Kenny.
they're doing that
Just
job, they're
between
already
you and your
dishonest,
maker,
right?
right, Kenny?
Yeah.
Just between you
You
and
got to
your
look in the mirror, Kenneth.
Such, I haven't looked in the mirror in 20 years.
I can tell.
An employee found the cash, which totaled $36,000, returned the stash to Reinhardt. These are antique porcelain dolls, so they'll bring in some good money anyway.
Kenny, did you see the contact submission from the guy ripping you in the most vile of terms?
Oh, no. Is this a new
I
one?
responded to him.
No,
I said
nobody sends me those.
I said, Kenny put you up to this, right? I said, I know you're just having you're just having fun with us.
What relation to Kenny are you?
How, was it pretty bad?
Oh, it's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't send it to me. I don't need that.
Mm-hmm. I'd kind of like to see it.
I get paid to do this crap.
Mm-hmm.
Burger King is apologizing for offering a lifetime supply of Whoppers to Russian women who get pregnant by World Cup players.
Have you seen Russia's most notable soccer fan?
Yeah, I did.
Porn star.
Porn star.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good for her. What's that now?
Thank you, Governor.
I can't hear you that well.
Burger
What was
King
that?
in Russia?
Yes. The offer was announced on Russian social media by Burger King.
Or in other words, the place Rookie would eat if he went to Russia.
Right. I'd try out the BK to see if it's the same. You bet. I did that in Jamaica, right to the Burger King. It was the best Whopper I've ever had. Whatever they had in Ocho Rios Burger King was off the charts.
It was condemned immediately as sexist and demeaning. The promotion removed from Burger King's social media accounts, but still circulating among Russian social network users. It promised a reward to women who, quote, get the best football genes and ensure the success of the Russian team for generations to come.
That's kind of a funny thing. What's everybody so serious about?
Fast food company posted a Russian language statement on the local network Via Kontakte saying, we offer apologies for the announcement we made. It was too offensive. We are thankful for your feedback. We want to inform you we've already removed all materials related to the
You think Russia even had porn stars before Reagan convinced Gorbachev to tear down that wall?
Not
back in the communist,
as good looking as they are now.
No, they were hiding back then.
Dog shit.
Insurance Open in Connecticut is got quite the field.
Yes.
Spieth, Jordan Thomas, McIlroy, Bubba Watson, Paul Casey.
You also like the golf course with living grass on the greens.
They have greens that are green.
Yes, and trees.
And on the TC, we're in the TCL broadcast studios. When they do a close up of the green at this TPC, they're just beautiful. At Shinnecock, they were knotty and bumpy and burned and
That's
bruised.
That's the way the game was intended to be played. No,
B as in B. What do you got coming up?
I have. Hey, Jace Frederick from the Pioneer Press. We'll talk the NBA draft with him at about 4:40, and the great Buster Olney at 5:15 or so, and general conversation on the topics of the day.
And then tonight, the NBA draft is right here on 1500 ESPN.
Yes, I think we got the beer show 6 to 7, but we will interrupt the beer show.
But you can't preempt the beer show.
We will interrupt the beer show for the first pick, right? Isn't that right? The first pick, who I think we all know is going to be Deandra Ayton from...
Who's got the first pick?
Phoenix.
Phoenix?
And they'll take the home state guy who played at Arizona, I believe. So.
1500 ESPN is KSTP, St. Paul, Minneapolis. It's 75 degrees. The ride is next.